Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record weekly review special for week 16 in the second year of the Gaming Decathlon competition. This week I brought in 1,898 points, dropping a bit from where we were a week ago, but that was because of some seasons coming to an end. Well short of our best round score, though, of 2,691. The current virtual best does see a small increase to 3,116, while the all-time virtual best is unchanged at 5,302. Looking at the 10 games individually, Kenshi took a week off. Draft Day Sports College Basketball 2019, this was where that drop in score was. We had a 485 at the end of last season, which is the record on that game. The new season is only partway into the year so far, so we're at 310. Draft Day Sports College Football, amazingly, our second win of the season, doubling our total from last year in just 3 games played. 50 points already. Motorsport Manager, a decent week. We earned 4 points. Hard-earned finish on that one to get to 95. The team's looking better, but still not quite there. Pro Cycling Manager in the career mode, that's 66 points now. That more than doubled last week's total, and in just the middle of February, we are 2/3 of the way to last season's final tally of 98 points. That's 10 months of competition. We're only halfway through the second month, so we are looking to shatter last season's record and go much, much higher in the points total this season. And that was coming off a pretty strong showing in the Tour of Oman in the last episode of the week. Pro Cycling Manager in the Pro Cyclist mode, only a couple points earned this week, but this week was the first 2 episodes in the Giro d'Italia, and so a lot of race still to go, and the main stages are the climbing stages at the end, which I'm now into, going into this next week. So next week's total should see a pretty solid increase, but it depends on where we end up finishing on really how many points we get. The win is far from secure, and it's still within reach, but it's not necessarily looking likely that I will win. But I think I can definitely get into the top 3. We'll see how that goes. The active game of the part-timers was F1 2018, so I'll skip to that one. I do add 15 points in total, coming from parts, though. I came so close to a hard-earned, well-deserved 8th place at the Österreich-Ring, the Austrian race. On the final lap, I made the move 3 wide between Leclerc in the middle, myself on the inside, and Verstappen on the outside. Verstappen was having a difficult race, had a low position to start the race, and I made the double move to the inside, had the inside track, and Verstappen forced Leclerc into my left rear and spun me around. Verstappen got himself taken out in the process, both of them making contact with me, dropping me all the way to 17th at the end of the race, at the end of the lap, as I limped home with my front wing totally destroyed after hitting the wall. Really disappointing. I was so close to a well-deserved 8th place. Final one there, Dirt Rally 2.0. Actually saw a decrease in score, and the reason for that was I did some recalculations of how the points work now that I have a better understanding from where I was day 1 on release. And that recalculation was surrounded by how the pit crew scoring works, and I actually increased points but decreased the score in that recalculation. So that puts me at 184. So like my previous record score of 226 on recalculation would actually be a bit lower than where it is now. But it would still be higher than my 184, and it's not a huge score, so I'm not going to go back and recalculate week by week. But now I've got a pretty firm grasp of how the scoring works, and feel solid that 1,000 points is achievable, but also mastery. The way it was working, I probably could have reached about 1,100, maybe even more, 1,150 or so, so that recalculation was necessary. But anyway, with the recalculation, we're at 184. I've got one round remaining in the cross-cart season before we then begin Season 3. And without points earned, it actually looks like I will not have any sort of drop in score when I begin Season 3. So with that one episode to go, it would be nice if I could earn some points. But otherwise, when we start Season 3 and begin Rally, the points tally should really just carry over. Those 184 points are a collection of the crew rating, what classification and what tier we're racing in, and how many cars we have unlocked, how many cars we've purchased. And actually, the score will go up as we're going to move into a new classification, though we'll still be racing in the same tier. So I'll have 10 more points, at least, after the end of the next episode. Well, at least by the beginning of the following episode. If I do 2 episodes next week, then we'll have that by the end of the week for sure. On the flip side, the all-time virtual best, no change in the top 10 whatsoever. Again, the Pro Cyclist mode, that tally, that 854, is going to take a while to match. The College Basketball 2019 sitting on that 485 for a little while now. It'd be nice if we surpass that this season. Football Manager 2019 was inactive, so no changes on those. But outside, the 3 best placed games on the outside looking in did see a change. F1 2018 in that career mode, we added 15 points. So it went from 14th up to 12th, which actually reversed that order of those 3 games on the outside looking in. So Motorsport Manager and College Football both slid down a spot, with the career mode of F1 2018 moving up into 12th. It's still really tight between all 3 of those games, only 9 points separating those 3. And we're also very, very close, just 1 point away from the 11th place game. But of course, the top 10 is the actual target, and that's still a ways away, as Football Manager 2018 sits at 344 points. That's going to do it for this review special. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to check out the videos next week as we continue the journey. Something to watch out for: Draft Day Sports College Basketball. If we get a good deep run next week, if we get a deep run into the March Madness, if we win a conference title, we could finally see that 485 mark, which was actually matched by the 2017 edition. We could finally see that fall and maybe crack 500 points and get halfway towards mastery. Another one to watch out for is the quick rise of career mode in Pro Cycling Manager. So those 66 points, the career total, the record total of 98 could fall potentially next week. Maybe not, maybe the week after. But if I have another solid race like I had at Tour of Oman, that's a lot of points that we picked up this week. All right, well, that's it. See you next time. Bye for now.